Creativity is often associated with inspiration, with ideas arriving suddenly, with moments of insight appearing unexpectedly, with the feeling that something new wants to emerge. But creativity can also become burdened with expectation. The expectation to produce something meaningful, something original, something valuable, something impressive, something worth sharing, something that proves capability. When creativity becomes connected to evaluation, pressure often appears. Pressure attempts to ensure quality before creation begins. It attempts to guarantee value before expression occurs. It attempts to predict reception before the idea fully forms. But creativity rarely develops through prediction alone. Creativity develops through exploration, through experimentation, through interaction with possibility, through allowing ideas to evolve gradually. Pressure often interrupts this process because pressure narrows attention. Narrow attention limits exploration. Limited exploration restricts possibility. Restricted possibility reduces novelty. Reduced novelty limits creativity. Creativity without pressure allows ideas to form more naturally. Ideas rarely arrive fully developed. They often begin incomplete, unrefined, uncertain, emerging gradually through interaction. Early evaluation can interrupt development, because evaluation often attempts to finalize something that is still forming. When ideas are allowed to develop without immediate judgment, they often reveal direction that could not have been predicted in advance. Creativity becomes more fluid when exploration is allowed. Exploration generates variation. Variation increases possibility. Increased possibility improves problem solving. Improved problem solving strengthens innovation. Innovation strengthens development. Development expands capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued creativity. Creativity without pressure allows curiosity to remain active. Curiosity expands attention. Expanded attention recognizes connections. Connections support insight. Insight generates new ideas. Ideas contribute to innovation. Innovation expands possibility. Possibility supports continued exploration. Exploration strengthens creativity. Creativity becomes less about producing and more about discovering. Discovery allows participation in unfolding possibility. Possibility often reveals itself gradually. Gradually through interaction. Gradually through experimentation. Gradually through adjustment. Gradually through learning. Pressure often attempts to accelerate outcome, but outcome develops through process. Process allows refinement. Refinement improves quality. Quality strengthens impact. Impact reinforces motivation. Motivation supports continued creativity. Creativity without pressure allows experimentation without fear of immediate judgment. Experimentation generates information. Information supports improvement. Improvement strengthens capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued exploration. Exploration strengthens creativity naturally. Pressure often assumes that creativity must be efficient, but creativity often includes iteration. Iteration improves refinement. Refinement strengthens effectiveness. Effectiveness improves results. Results reinforce confidence. Confidence supports continued participation. Creativity becomes part of development rather than a test of ability. Development allows skill to grow gradually. Gradual growth supports stability. Stability supports consistency. Consistency strengthens capability. Capability expands possibility. Possibility fuels continued creativity. Creativity without pressure allows unexpected ideas to contribute. Unexpected ideas often introduce novelty. Novelty expands perspective. Expanded perspective supports innovation. Innovation strengthens development. Development expands capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued participation. Pressure often restricts novelty by favoring familiarity. Familiar solutions feel safer. Safe solutions may not expand possibility. Expanded possibility often requires openness to new combinations. New combinations generate innovation. Innovation strengthens creativity. Creativity without pressure allows mistakes to function as exploration. Exploration generates information. Information supports learning. Learning strengthens capability. Capability improves effectiveness. Effectiveness strengthens confidence. Confidence supports continued exploration. Exploration strengthens creativity naturally. Creativity often appears when attention is relaxed. Relaxed attention allows connections to form. Connections generate ideas. Ideas contribute to innovation. Innovation expands direction. Expanded direction increases possibility. Possibility supports continued exploration. Exploration strengthens creativity. Pressure often interrupts relaxed attention. Interrupted attention reduces connection. Reduced connection limits idea formation. Limited idea formation restricts creativity. Creativity without pressure allows attention to remain open. Open attention recognizes subtle connections. Subtle connections support insight. Insight strengthens development. Development expands capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued participation. Creativity becomes more consistent when it is not required to perform constantly. Periods of activity alternate with periods of integration. Integration strengthens understanding. Understanding improves effectiveness. Effectiveness improves results. Results reinforce motivation. Motivation supports continued creativity. Creativity becomes part of ongoing participation rather than isolated performance. Participation generates experience. Experience generates insight. Insight generates new ideas. Ideas contribute to innovation. Innovation strengthens development. Development expands capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued participation. Creativity without pressure allows expression to remain connected to curiosity rather than evaluation. Curiosity sustains engagement. Engagement strengthens consistency. Consistency strengthens development. Development strengthens capability. Capability expands possibility. Possibility fuels continued creativity. Creativity becomes less forced and more responsive. Responsive creativity adapts to context. Context influences direction. Direction guides exploration. Exploration generates ideas. Ideas support innovation. Innovation strengthens development. Development expands capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued creativity. Creativity often appears through participation in life, through observation, through interaction, through curiosity, through learning, through adaptation. Creativity is not separate from living. Living generates experience. Experience generates perspective. Perspective generates insight. Insight generates ideas. Ideas contribute to innovation. Innovation expands possibility. Possibility supports continued exploration. Exploration strengthens creativity. Creativity without pressure allows ideas to evolve naturally. Natural evolution improves authenticity. Authenticity strengthens connection. Connection supports meaningful expression. Meaningful expression strengthens participation. Participation strengthens development. Development expands capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued creativity. Creativity becomes more sustainable when it is not burdened with constant evaluation. Evaluation has its place, but constant evaluation interrupts flow. Flow allows ideas to connect naturally. Connected ideas support innovation. Innovation strengthens development. Development expands capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued participation. Creativity continues evolving through use, through participation, through curiosity, through willingness to explore without requiring immediate certainty. Creativity without pressure allows possibility to remain open. Open possibility invites discovery. Discovery supports innovation. Innovation strengthens development. Development expands capability. Capability increases confidence. Confidence supports continued creativity. Nothing needs to be forced. Nothing needs to be proven immediately. Ideas can develop gradually. Gradual development supports stability. Stable development supports sustainability. Sustainability supports continued participation. Participation strengthens creativity naturally. Creativity remains part of participation in life, not separate from it. Participation continues. Exploration continues. Learning continues. Development continues. Creativity continues expressing itself through interaction with possibility. Participation is enough, and participation is already happening.